Hello there everybody and welcome to part 2 of what happened to DAMWON in day 1 of the Berlin Major. If you missed part 1, make sure you go back and watch it. I'll put a card in the top right hand corner. But if you're here and ready for the second video, let's jump straight into it. Alrighty, here we are then for part 2. DAMWON here taking on Ninjas in Pajamas. Spoiler alert, this one was even worse than the first. DAMWON here only getting a single round in this entire game. So let's watch it through, let's break it down, and let's see what we can take away from it. In terms of the band phase, very default here for Clubhouse. Nothing standing out as intriguing. We start on defense first here for DAMWON. Downstairs, Kaid is available. Kaid will be played. No Thatcher in response here from NIP. They are though playing the Mav, so we'll see who that ends up favoring in this particular round. NIP looking like they'll commit to some pressure up above early. Well, that's a small mistake made here by NIP, leaving default camera up near Jacuzzi. Feeds really good information. The sledge on the roof, he'll be pressuring Logi Hatch. DK have a great read on that. Coded playing on the default cameras on the smoke, doing his job well. He's playing safe inside of dirt. So ticking a lot of boxes at the moment. NIP have done the natural progression now towards site. They did open up Moto, but Kitchen doesn't look like it's going to be on the agenda. Blue open though, however, so a split push expected here. Rin juggling a Nitro over the wall, doesn't land. Smoke's being used to just push back this pressure a little bit. Azami's still available. Now, this was a key problem in the last game. If you missed part 1, go watch it. Azami frequently was dying early, and obviously, you need her alive as long as possible. Get as many barriers up in the face of the attack as possible. DAMWON keep this pressure up. They're doing a really good job at this point in time at NIP. Realistically, not in a great spot. Only now just getting triple wall opened. Don't know what that is from Coded there. Pushing down long hallway. Don't know why he felt the need to make a play. DK have man advantage. Arguably have time advantage. May want to disrupt this short position here and make things a little bit more challenging, but you have no great protection against the long angle here, and Wizard gets a freebie. Will that be an in now perhaps for NIP? They scout out sight. Katsang still is holding the doorway, so not in the worst of spots. Still, they get the man advantage back. Good flank from Yas. So this has actually been a really good first round from DAMWON Kia. In fact, probably one of the stronger rounds that we have seen, despite maybe that misplayed down long hallway. NIP didn't do a very good job there against the pressure that the Azami brought, the pressure that the Smoke brought, and again, otherwise, really well played by DAMWON. We move on to the first bedroom defense in round 2. NIP going for map control across. Ying is in play this time, so expect that to play a role for the execute. Woogieman as well looked like he was posted up in quite an aggressive position inside of Logi that wouldn't be particularly expected perhaps by the attack. It looks like he may have just fallen off right about now, so we'll see what actually happens. Actually goes back up on the boost, so let's see what happens here. Woogieman tries to get a quick kill once the sledge hits the barrier, but really well played by Pino. When you're a sledge, up above on vert, whether it be on a hatch on a roof or elsewhere, you want to make sure that you're constantly moving. If you get stuck with your hammer in your hands, you're dead. So he does a really good job there. Obviously, you're never really expecting anyone to be peeking that, but nonetheless, good presence of mind. Katsang will reinforce himself off. So NIP now with 2 minutes to go. Full control of the eastern side of the map. Typically, you want to be contesting this as a defender really deep into the round. Now, I know it is preference for some teams not to do that, so let's see how DAMWON Kia play inside itself, because that will need to be really strong. NIP now with control of cash across will be looking to get line of sight and entry point in towards Con. Wizard, that's his job with the Salmas. Katsang, though, has impacts to counter that. Does a good job, but there's still a Salma left, and he has no impacts remaining. So all in all, NIP probably narrowly winning out that. Rin down below, we saw the flank have a big role in the last round. Let's see how NIP do in clearing sight. Yas under quite a bit of pressure. He wants to get those keeper barriers out now to cover this position, but Sledge can counter that directly. I think in a position like this, it's really tough for Yas. I think his personal preference would be to put the keeper barriers maybe a little bit closer towards him on these sorts of surfaces. You might even be able to put one on the hatch here that can offer enough protection. I don't know, it might be a bit iffy. But that means that if the attack then gets control, retaking is going to be really tough, and denying plant going to be really tough. So he's in this awkward position where he's forced to place them on the window, but they're very easy to counter, especially as a sledge. Roll the clip through though. Still very much in the balance this round. Psycho is the one with the diffuser. He's in Logi at the moment. So that puts Katsang under quite a bit of pressure. I did manage to at least find one, but Pino, good pressure on the balcony, finds another. And eventually Yas succumbs to his pressure inside of Jim as well. So NIP doing a good job. The catalyst for that was good quick control on the other side of the map, clean conversion in towards Logi. And they just slowly chipped away at DAMWON Kia, who playing inside, it's so tough. And they pretty much showed why. For round 3, then we actually go over towards Bar. And this is probably a good opportunity to perhaps learn a thing or two on this objective or take away a couple of things. It's not one that's frequented in ranked. Don't mind this setup. You've got the footholes on the quad soft walls facing into kitchen hallway. That can be used from the staircase. You can even get some funky one ways over towards stock, which is actually being left soft at the moment. I don't know if that will be left soft. We'll see. Then you've got the hatches opened. Jim, Moto, good rotate ability for the team. And they'll likely want to try and hold above. Os has been repicked here by Nip in response. So that could be a pretty interesting way to try and take the site. Stock will be reinforced off, which makes sense. Reinforcements upstairs as well. NIP again focusing their control on Master Balk. That mute jam is easy to shoot from com window, but funnily enough, actually nets DK a kill. So well played there. And certainly would have been a little bit frustrating for NIP the way in which they've started off this round. Cash control came quite easily last round, so perhaps they were expecting similar this time. Not quite the case. And now forced to rotate. Wizard will stay above for now, maybe find a pick. It's Kamikaze now preps these also Talon shields. Good position to post one up here because you get a really nice line of sight basically through both objectives. Be mindful of those footholes though, which could catch an attacker out. Katsang swings the yokai on the echo back towards sight. Yas as well, someone we haven't mentioned, is on the Oryx, so he can do a lot of flank ability. And DAMWON in this position should be looking very comfortable. Again though, coded. I don't quite understand the meaning behind these plays. I don't know what he's trying to achieve by repositioning here. Now, he does have impact, so that's a good counter to the Ossa, but at this point in time, you've got such a strong advantage. I don't know if there's a need to do this. The fact that he was able to cross, though, means he can waste time if he doesn't overpeak. So it will be a positive in that sense, but then gets caught out. So, yeah, not a big fan of that play at all, really, to be honest. And Nip, to their credit, do a good job in punishing it. That Chaos has now allowed Kamikaze in towards sight. Talon shield now down. He can actually try and think about a plant here. So that misplay there has really opened up things for the team. Util dealt with. Flank now from Yas. Shut down by Psycho. Great read by Nip. And it has fallen apart here for DAMWON Kia. Wizard still up above, finds a pick on the lurk. And just like that, Katsang finds himself in a 1 versus 3. And this should have been a DAMWON round. They had the echo, they had impacts, but they just played way too aggressively, got caught out, and Nip managed to bring around back that really just should not have been theirs. So full credit to them. Does go down to a 1 versus 1 though. We'll see if Katsang can close it out. Wizard will be able to sit up above, baits it out perfectly. Really well played by Nip. Big mistakes made by DAMWON. Again, you cannot get away with that in a major. We move on to round 4, CCTV, and Clash is actually being brought here by DAMWON Kia. Montang as well in response from Nip, so there's going to be 2 shields on the board, 1 for each team. Could make things very awkward inside of Garage. To wait and see. Pretty default so far. The Mav trick from Wizard is perfect. And NIP will be able to open up the wall with Pino on the rappel. Rin decides to aggress on this. Woogieman is feeding information, so they are working well together here. Doesn't swing. Advisable. Talon shield. Double Talon shield outside. Well countered though with the explosive. It's actually well played there by DAMWON. Psycho gets lit up as well. He's inside of Con. Nip have pivoted to that position to go for that push. So at the moment, DAMWON, I think, at the advantage. Katsang, though, gets caught out. And again, that has been a trend. Multiple times in this map, we have seen DAMWON in a good position and someone somewhere slips up and does something ill-advised. It's not a percentage play, and NIP play it well. Let's see if this one unravels like the last round. Wizard, they're hitting another nice shot. Rin trying to pressure Vents window. Also punished. Woogieman's doing some really good work here onto Psycho, who's been chipped quite low. Wasting quite a bit of time, and he is feeding good information. So DAMWON still could win this out. I wouldn't count them out just yet, but they need to try and find a pick. And Muzi actually still all the way outside of the balcony. Perhaps that's why DAMWON Kia are peeking this. They feel that threat out on the balcony, out in spawn is too much, but clearly NIP winning that out. And I understand if DAMWON want to clear that, it does theoretically make sense, but it's just not a percentage play. It's not favorable. It's a one-way angle. They're going to see your feet at garage door before you see them every time. We move on then to round 5, and Yas is going for a roam on a basement defense. Don't think he has a particularly good read here. Katsang's not in a position to necessarily trade him. Kamikaze doesn't expose the secret, wins the fight. Mav's still up. So once again, Nip, Isolator 1, they win the fight. Rin gets taken down over towards main stairs, and that's very dirty from Wizard. Now, if you don't know, there's an angle you can get from the hatch here through down towards main stairs. There is that sort of 3/4 wall that protects the pool table down below, but there is a gap above it. You look over that, sees down to main stairs, Rin gets caught out by it. Well played by Wizard. So if you're playing main stairs, if you're trying to cut down drones, you do have to be really conscious of that angle. Once the hatch is opened, don't expose yourself to it. Round 5 ended pretty swiftly, so we move on to 6. Again, over towards bedroom. A cache extension maybe being committed more so here for DAMWON. The bandit on the east side of the map. That allows Kamikaze to open up Jacuzzi for free. Woogieman taken down. I am assuming from the window. Looks like, yeah, probably the case. So again, NIP finding a untraded pick. And that has been the theme of the match so far. With Jacuzzi open, that's quite a bit of pressure. No one at the moment, I think, from DAMWON's even remotely in a position to contest this, which is a little bit concerning. I don't think anyone's on main stairs. The player that is down below. That makes it an unfavorable swing for Coded. So Yas needs to try and reposition here. Try and have an impact with his Kiba barriers on site. If he has them in his pocket off site, that's not going to do anything. Gets taken down, adding no value to the team there. NIP isolating it very well once more. And at this point in time, DAMWON Kia are really struggling. They've won one round of their last 9 or whatever the case may be, if you include game 1, which has to be taking a toll on them at this point. NIP will just keep this pressure up. From this point onwards, 5v3, you can't hold sight. You're not going to find yourself having a fun time. All right, we move on to the first attack then, and we'll see perhaps if DAMWON Kia can try and salvage something in this game, perhaps try and push it to overtime at the very least. Fuse being brought here by Coded in round 1. Keen to see what impact that may have in this match. In basement, Fuse can actually be quite effective. A lot of this area does have soft roofing above it, soft flooring above it, and you can try and cut out some positions that might be used here by the defense. We'll see if it does work out though. Coded makes his way in with 2 minutes to go. And it's a straight nitro from NIP. No Valk on the board, and that's the risk you run with Fuse. Makes such a loud sound cue. Anyone switched on that has the cue available to them, not being overwhelmed with comms or other game sound, is going to hear that 9 times out of 10, going to try and nitro it, and it should hit. So very well played. Again, DK loser 1, uncontested, untraded. 30 seconds to go now, and they need to try and find something. Rin forced down blue, can't find Pino. Yas too far behind, can't trade. Now just being stuck in position. You can see he's flustered, doesn't really know what to do from this point onwards, and it's not really much of his fault, I guess. And it's just a rough one, isn't it? Yas does find one back, so the LNG could salvage the round maybe, but the blue hold too good from Nip and Pino on a heater. Well, just like that, we find ourselves on match point in this game. 1:30 to go, not much has happened outside of the defaults here for a CCTV attack. DAMWON not losing a pick early is promising. So we'll see if they can actually convert what will be a pretty brutal execute. Pino's still roaming. 8-4 so far in the match. He's been given that license. Need to be mindful of the hatch down below DAMWON that they don't get picked. Katsang will go for the breach and checks it eventually, but Pino's not in that position currently. Woogieman with a pretty brazen cross will make it and tries to maybe try and cut off Aroma here. Can also cook nades from down below. This could land onto Psycho, but his intention is the wall so that Katsang can get it open. So good teamwork. Psycho allowed to swing though in the meantime. So really, really, again, NIP, keep finding these weaknesses and exploiting them. We'll watch that one back. Psycho swings here. As you can see, Katsang's in the animation for planting the exothermic. There's nothing he can do there. Yas is tasked with holding the angle, but might lose the swing. I think on land build, this is still relatively brazen from Psycho to peek this against an LMG, but he's feeling himself and he hits the shot. Coded's nowhere to be seen. He can't trade that, probably preoccupied by Pino down below. Woogieman, he was the one that naded the wall, and I don't know where the 5th is, but I don't think he's anywhere nearby to trade this. We might see in a moment. So yeah, really well played. Perhaps on the breach, that would be where the other attack was posted up. I'm not too sure, but it really has unraveled here again for DAMWON. Pino still down below. And DAMWON with only about 20 seconds to go will need to try and find something. Rin enters breach, not a bad play, but gets punished. 2v5. And we'll just see NIP, I would imagine, close this one out. Double kill for Wizard, final kill, flaws round for NIP. And look, overall, a lot of mistakes made by DAMWON, and also a lot of relentless pressure there from NIP. Kept exploiting weaknesses, and actually looked really, really good. So I hope you all enjoyed part 2 of this little video. Again, I want to make it very clear, the intention of this video, or these videos, is not to bash DAMWON Kia. They're still a solid team, but when mistakes are made, they're a good opportunity to dissect and perhaps learn from them. So I hope there was something, at least one thing you were able to take away from these videos and perhaps implement into your own gameplay, or maybe when you're watching one of your teams, see if they're making similar errors. And yeah, as always, please like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.